Call Lord Yahweh Bashima Mashiach Malak Yahushua, your brother Riot. It's going to be a breakdown through the spirit. You understand of thoughts. You understand in-depth devilish thoughts, emotions, and plagues of the mind. But before all of that, I'm going to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Malak Yahushua. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty brothers that go out there and labor on the highways and byways, making their body live in sacrifice. In the rain, the tumults, the demons, the uprises, the uproars, they're out there standing 10 toes down for the name of the Lord. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty brothers that are not out there as of yet, but they're building themselves up by reading, praying, fasting, being diligent, steadfast, doing everything they can do to magnify the name of the Lord. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty Akwaf in this thing that actually reverence their husbands, being teachers of good things to the children at home, being quiet, shamefaced, submissive, loving, steadfast, cooking, sewing, cleaning, doing all the righteous acts of our foremothers. Another strong shalom to all of the Akwaf that are not married as of yet, but building themselves up. You understand? By reading, praying, and fasting, being diligent and on fire for the Lord. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty children in this thing, man, that are abstaining from all lust, concupiscence, peer pressure, standing 10 toes down for the name of the Lord, man. Right? And it's going to be an in-depth breakdown on plagues of the mind. Now, a lot of people, they have plagues of the mind. They catch hell in their thoughts, thoughts of killing themselves, thoughts of leaving their marriage, thoughts of being an infidel, thoughts that I'll never amount to anything. I'm not going to get the kingdom, thoughts to curse the Most High, thoughts to give up, thoughts to be vulnerable in the wrong times and not pick up your strength in the cross and Yahweh Shah to bear the burdens, thoughts of vanity and concupiscence and lust and nasty, devilish, demonic, damn plagues of the mind, man. Thoughts of not being able to forgive, thoughts of holding grudge, thoughts of jealousy, envy. Hey, the thoughts in a mind can destroy you, man. And this is going to be an in-depth breakdown on that, man. Because a lot of brothers don't understand how deep this topic actually is, man. It'll destroy you. What you think is what you're going to manifest, man. If you think about lust all day long, well, brother, you're going to end up lusting. Your eye is going to end up being single and evil and lusting and harping upon that woman, man. Those hips, that breast, the hair, the calf muscle, right? The fragrance. You're going to be given to it. If a woman gossip all day, you understand, that her mind and her thoughts is the gossip, she's going to end up slandering. She's going to end up being a talebearer. She's going to end up going off, man. Right? Let's kick this thing off. Let me share my screen. Right? And bear with me. Right? Give me a con if you can see the screen. Let me get a con if you can see the screen. Right? We're going to kick it off with 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and verse number 54. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, Salakia 16 and 54, and it reads, Behold, the Lord knoweth all the works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts. So the Lord knows everything, man. The Lord knows your imaginations, what you're thinking in your spare time. If you're at work, you're thinking about vanity and lust. If you're at camp, your mind's not focused. If the Lord is giving you, you understand, the spirit to be able to labor and lead, but you bucking up against that, right? The Lord knows every imagination of man, their thoughts and their hearts. So the Lord knows your heart, man. So if your heart isn't right in this thing, the Lord will destroy you, right? Salakia, bear with me. Let's read on from there. It says, Behold, the Lord knoweth all the works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts. So you can't fool the Lord. You make a getaway from man, being in a situation where somebody's talking and you kind of looking at them. You got that Esau spirit. Because Esau will look you right directly in your eyes and be thinking, this nigger isn't going to get his job. This nigger's, he's not qualified. His hair is too nappy. He has dreadlocks. Why does he think he could come with his top damn button unbuttoned in my professional establishment? He's thinking all of these thoughts while you sitting up there lying your ass off in a job interview, man. Right? Giving it your all, sweating, man. He's thinking how he put your forefathers in slavery, how he hates you, how you'll never work for him. These are the thoughts and imaginations. Don't think evilness is always manifest on a physical level when you can see it, man. And the chief counsels and the chief thoughts and the chief wicked imagination, like the Lord says in Mark, you understand the 7th chapter, it starts within your heart, because it now gets manifest through your imaginations. Then it goes into an action. Then it starts to go to sin, which sin brings forth death, man. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, right? It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Salaki, bear with me. Chapter 11 and verse 12. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and verse number 12. And it reads, "For a double grief came upon them, and a groaning for the remembrance of things past." And you can remember things that are past that may have traumatized you, man. You know, a lot of people, they lived a wicked past, man. A lot of people, they have probably been molested, probably been beat and jumped, called God knows what names in high school or middle school. They have long-term effects on people, man. You have certain people, they go to psychologists, right? They go to psychiatrists, they go to these different men and these doctors. Okay, well, you have homosclerosis, and you are going to be marked with this amount of medication because your mind and your body is coinciding in one, and you have the plague of this and that and that. And they'll give it a medical terminology to it, man. When all you are is having spirits on you. The Lord doesn't call it all of these different terms of philosophy that the so-called white man gives it, and all of these different names that didn't exist in the ancient world, because there were certain letters and certain variables broken off that never existed for that term to even be invented 2,000 years ago, man. We're not dealing with the so-called white man science. It says, "For a double grief came upon them." And double grief could be laid upon you by things that you remember a long time ago. The thing your mother said to you that broke your heart. Yeah, my oldest son is my favorite. Yeah, I hate you. Or your husband, he said, "Well, I really was thinking about getting another wife because XYZ." And then I was just weighing on you and you crying. It's 4 months later and it's still weighing on your heart. It's a double grief. Somebody may tell you something that's uncomely. It may break your bones, man. Like Sirach, the 28th chapter. It may hurt. And it's a double grief. But that's things past, man. You got to get over that. You got to let that thing go, man. Whatever it is, whether it's hatred, or whether it's envy, whether it's backbiting, whether it's tail bearing, whether it's somebody saying something uncomely, whether somebody so-called traumatized you in your youth, you can't let that reign over you, man. These are your thoughts. This is the only place in the world where nobody can come into, man. And if you let them come into your mind, they'll have you forever. They'll have you forever. Didn't Esau literally write a letter called the Willie Lynch letter, man? That letter isn't just written with ink, Salakia, and damn paper, man. And it was just carnal. No, it's a spirit on that piece of paper. Because it put the dark skin against the light skin. It put the man against the woman. It put the child against the elder. It ruined the mind. Didn't Esau bring up all of this TV, this movie, this media to make our children think that they're gangsters, that they hoodlums, that they're to damn want to get into shootouts and gang bang and beat up our women and use them and do God knows what, man. The Lord isn't dealing with that. Once somebody has your mind and your spirit, it's over, right? It says, "And groaning for the remembrance of things past." Let's go to the book, right? This whole thing is fire. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19 and verse number 1. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19 and verse number 1. Right? Let's bring this up. It says, "As for the ungodly, wrath came upon them without mercy and to the end, for he knew before what they would do." Right? Talking about the Egyptians, man. How that, having given them leave to depart and sent them hastily away, they would repent and pursue them. So the Egyptians, they understood the plagues, the death of the firstborn. They know that we were the children of God, but the Lord said their mind, they knew that they were pursuing, for which they were yet mourning and making lamentation at the graves of the dead. They added another foolish device and pursued them as fugitives, whom they had entreated to be gone. Meaning what? The Lord dived into their minds. The Lord tapped in to their minds and manipulated the Egyptians that think these foolish devices and pursued them as fugitives and whom they have entreated to be gone. Meaning they already thought they were gone. You have to be bugged out to have an understanding in something and then fly away to a different understanding just like that. That's the plague of the mind. Your mind can tell you everything is going to be okay. Then in the bat of an eye, you're sweating, you're crying, you're getting sad, you're emotional, you're fearful, you're dreadful. You're getting in the mind to where these spirits, they have a hold on you, man. Now, spirit, it comes in you multiple ways, man. It could come to you through the flesh, like Paul, having an infirmity through the flesh. Now, nobody knows what Paul's infirmity was. You could be like Bartimaeus, the blind man in Mark the 10th chapter. That was his spirit. You understand? He couldn't see, and the Lord gave him sight. You could be like the man, Acts the 3rd chapter, who was lame. You understand? Laid at the gate called Beautiful, and Peter and John, through the spirit of Yahushua, gave him up so that he could walk. You have different spirits that may be on you physically. May have a broken arm, an ailment, a disease. You understand? You may have diabetes, gout, sickle cell. You may have hypothermia, the flu, and God knows what else. You understand? But then you have spirits that trouble the mind. Everything isn't physical, man. Physical lusting is going to bring forth an action in your body to be in heat and want something. Everything isn't through on a physical level. Because you could be sitting there at work, minding your business, and just like that, you have 7 lesions hop on you. Now, those lesions, you're not going to see it like that butt naked man or woman running down the street with no clothes on. You're not going to see it like that person putting it in their arm, man. You're not going to see it like somebody screaming and yelling in a demonic tongue, because it's going to all be trapped in a place where nobody can see it but the Lord, but these demons, but these demonic spirits that trouble you all day. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. Don't pray. God hates you. You're falling out the truth. Leave your husband. Leave your wife. I don't care about the kids anymore. Don't go to camp. Be slothful. Drink. Smoke. Go off. Go to the club. Have fun. Go to sleep. These demons are in your mind constantly telling you God knows what, man. And you don't want to be entreated by being lifted off of the understanding of Yahushua to be given to these spirits, man. Because it can happen in the bat of an eye just like that, man. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon 17:3. It says thus. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness. So while you have secret sins upon you, the Lord is going to cast a veil upon you, man. And that veil, you're not going to see that veil. A lot of the time, the veil gets cast upon you on a physical level. This isn't Scooby-Doo, man. You're not going to get taken down by a damn net and a burglar's trying to get out, man. That veil is going to be a spirit of forgetfulness, confusion, hatred, lies, deceit, right? Guile, vanity, damn surfeiting, and all manner of lewdness, man. All for your secret sins. So if you secretly hate a brother, hey, that grudge is going to manipulate you, and it's going to be a spirit on you casting a veil upon you. Now your thoughts is, I hate that nigga. He was nothing to me. He ain't give me back that $5 that he owed me from last year, man. You're going to start hating him because of those secret sins. You secretly lusting after that brother. Hey, the Lord's going to put a veil on you, and he's going to give you over to that. Then you're going to be destroyed. You secretly lusting after this sister. You secretly don't want to work and labor and put your hand to the plow for those secret sins. And the Lord's going to cast a dark veil upon you, man, of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange admirations, man. It says strange admirations. Now, I want to get that word real fast. And I want to look that word up real fast. Salaki, bear with me. I want to look that word up. Admiration.
Apparition.
Salakia, apparition. Ghost. Phantom. Spirit. Spirit, man. Presence. Shadow. Manifestation. And the Lord said he'll manifest things in your mind, you understand, by your secret sins. So you could be going off, and the Lord will give you over to whatever you're going off with, man. You could be secretly stealing from somebody. Then the Lord put a spirit upon your mind to manifest things that aren't there. You know, a lot of women in this truth, and even in the world, they'll manifest things that their husband is doing. They'll pick up his phone, they scroll through it. Why does she like 2 pictures in a row? What's going on here? And don't even know that that's his damn cousin, man. Right? What's going on here? Or a husband, he could do the most as well, man. What are you doing right here? What's going on right there? And nothing's even going on. It's a manifestation. It's an appearance of things that could come in your mind. Manifestation, a visitation. Don't demons visit you, man? Don't they come? Then they rest as a parasite. They eat your flesh. And then they go back to the third heaven or the uttermost parts of the earth, man. Right? It says what? Ghost. So these things, this isn't a joke, man. That admiration is going to come upon. It says strange admirations. So when these demons was hopping on these Egyptians, they were seeing God knows what. They were fearful. They were tired. They were damn scared. They were all hell was breaking loose, man. And the chief part of this says why they had supposed to lie hid in their secret sins. So, I mean, if you don't love your brother, if you even secretly are angry with him without a cause, like the scripture say, without a cause, you're just angry. And he already asked you for forgiveness. The Lord will give you over to that, man, and destroy you. The Lord said there is a sin that is not worthy unto death. Meaning if you sin, the Lord don't have to kill you. He could break you down slowly. He can give you over to the point where you wax worth and destroy yourself because you start doing sins worthy to death, man. Let's go to another precept. Let's go to Sirach chapter 34, Salakia 37 and 14. It's Sirach chapter 34, Salakia 37 and verse 14, and it reads, for a man's mind sometime won't tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit upon a high tower. So your mind could bug you out so bad that you're seeing and getting counsel from the demons. The Lord said there is safety in the multitude of counselors, man. Meaning what on the right-hand side? When you got this righteous brother, this righteous elder, this righteous brother, you got a deacon, got the bishop, you got the apostle, you understand? You got the disciple, you got all of these men sitting together in the council. You had a Sanhedrin of 71 elders in Jerusalem, huh? You got a heavenly Sanhedrin. Hey, David had a counselor, a Ahithophel. So you need counselors. You know who's going to counsel you when you're not listening to sound doctrine and understanding? You know who's going to counsel you when you're out the spirit? I'm going to say that again. Do you know who's going to counsel you when you are out of the spirit? Satan. He's going to send 7 demons, which is infinite, and they're going to counsel you to do God knows what, man. It's literally a movie. Let me see if I can get this movie. I don't want YouTube to block the Salakia, this video. Right now, let me pull this up real fast. Why did I get married? It was a scene. Janet Jackson, husband dies. I don't know if I could pull that up right now. But it was a scene where with Janet Jackson, her husband got hit by a car, man. He got hit by an 18-wheeler. Now they may not have it on here. Why did I get married? Car accident. Car crash. This ain't it. Yeah, and they may not have it. But nevertheless, it was a scene where her husband was so angry he hops in a car and he's angry. You understand? And through him hopping in a car being angry, he got hit by a car. He got hit by an 18-wheeler and it killed him. So your emotions and your feelings acting, you understand, and counseling you to leave right then and there, slam the door, get angry, punch him in the face. That could lead to God knows what, man, by those wicked counselors. And your mind may tell you to punch him in the mouth, man, or stab him, or kill him, or steal from him, or do God knows what. But is that righteous? Your mind may tell you to speak back. Your husband is wrong. Speak back. He's going off. I got to defend myself. Who else is going to do it? I got to do this. Where is that in the Bible, man? And your mind may tell you to hit your wife, man, or to do God knows what. But where's that in the scriptures? Your mind is going to tell you God knows what. A lot of people may have a plague to kill themselves, man. It was a brother not too long ago. The brother said, I'm having troubles in my mind and my thoughts. When I pray to the Most High, I keep having this voice saying F. We're not going to say the word, the Most High, when he was praying. Or forget the Most High. And all of these different things. Now that spirit could weigh on you so bad to where you give up. Well, you know what? What else can I do? I mean, this spirit just won't leave me alone. That's when you fast more. That's when you pray more. That's when you go harder in the spirit, man, to fight off these demons, man. The Lord isn't going to give you the kingdom of heaven, just hand it into your hands. And that may be your lot, man. Your lot may be your thoughts. Your lot may be your physical ailment in a wheelchair. Your lot may be you feel like you're not good enough or whatever the case may be. You got to deal with it, man. Let's go to the book of Philippians chapter 4, verse number 7. And it reads, and the peace of Yahweh, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Yahushua. So the only thing that's going to keep your heart and your mind is Yahushua. If Yahushua leaves your mind and your thoughts, you're going to be given to God knows what, man. You're going to be given to sin and witchcraft. Finally, brother, whatsoever things are true, that's the key word, true. Whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. If there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Now let's read this in the spirit. Brethren, whatsoever things are true. Meaning don't give heed to things and you don't even know the conclusion of the matter. You may see a picture, you may get an email, you may read something, you may see something. If you don't know it's true or not, don't give your mind over to it. Whatsoever things are honest. Meaning don't indulge in folly, conversation, and lies. To indulge yourself to where now you're plagued and half believing something that may or not be true. Whatsoever things are just, meaning upright and not unjust dealings. Whatsoever things are pure, meaning it's coming out of a pure conscience and a pure heart. I don't take your apology. It doesn't seem sincere. Well, that's your thoughts telling you that because I'm apologizing out of a pure and sincere spirit. Don't let your demons override what's pure. Whatsoever things are lovely, and his truth is lovely. Your wife is lovely. You understand? Feast days are lovely. Don't let your mind tell you otherwise. Whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. So the Lord told you what to think about. And you want to have and give heed to good reports, man. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 16. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, right? Shalaki, bear with me. 6 and 16. And it reads, Book of Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 16. It says, for she goeth about seeking such as worthy of her, talking about wisdom, sheweth herself favorably unto them in the ways, and meeteth them in every thought. So wisdom gonna meet you in every single thought that you have, man. That should be a clear indication whether you're in the spirit or not. Because if you're not in the spirit, then wisdom isn't meeting you. Then what else is meeting you? And the Lord said, let me get this quick precept in the book of Proverbs, chapter 7. This Proverbs chapter 7, right? In verse number 12. Now she is without now in the streets and lieth in wait at every corner. So what lies in wait at every corner? America, her philosophies, her movies, her media, the woman power, you can do it yourself, empowerment, independence. What's going to meet the men, man? Having multiple women, I ain't saving her, leave her alone, get up on my face. That's going to meet you. You're going to be met by two ways. Either wisdom is going to meet you in every thought, or America and their philosophies. They got every single nation drunk, which is a spirit behind it, man, of rebellion and witchcraft, which are multiple cesspools of unclean spirits, like it says in the book of Revelations, chapter 18 and verse 3 and 4, all the way down, man. It's a cage of every unclean bird and foul spirit. So what's going to meet you, man? You got to pick. Pick your thoughts in this thing. Manifest things that are going to come to pass in righteousness. Breaking down precepts, what I'm going to read when I get home, how I could better take care of my family, how can I make this work, what can I do to please the Lord, how can I give alms, how can I labor better, how can I be a better husband, a better wife, how can I be a better brother, what can I do to bring more income into the house, what can I do? That's wisdom. But if it's not going to meet you, you're going to be trying to erase wisdom by the cares and lust of the flesh, man. Let's go to the book, The Wisdom of Solomon. Matter of fact, let's go to Job, man. My favorite book. Let's go to Job chapter 3. It's Job chapter 3 and verse 25. Right? I'm going to start at 24. It says, for my sighing cometh before I eat. Meaning Job saying, I can't even eat. I got to sigh before I can even put food in my stomach. And my roaring are poured out like waters. So Job is crying. He's stressed. For the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me. What is the thing that you greatly fear, man? Because it's going to come into your mind. It's going to appear itself unto you. You may fear that your mother dies. And when it actually happens, the thought never leaves your mind. She's gone. She can never hold me again. I can never be consoled in matters that I need consoling in, man. She can't teach me how to cook the macaroni and cheese, man, that her grandmother taught her. I can never hear a sweet voice again. And it never leaves your mind and your thoughts. You could greatly fear, you understand, God knows what, man, you losing your job because you barely making ends meet as it is. Then when that thing hop on you and it actually comes to pass, now you just, you give up. You cast down the Bible and reading the words of life, and you give heed to foolish, demonic, wicked thoughts. I'm broke. I'll never be anything. I can't never make it. I guess I'm an infidel. The Lord's not dealing with me. And then you start to lose your mind, man. It says, for the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, right? And that which I was afraid of is coming to me, man. Check that out. So you could be afraid of things and they appear unto you, man. But what are you going to do when you're in the furnace of adversity? You got to fight. This thing isn't easy, man. It isn't easy being in the spirit all the time, man. Whoever told you it was lied. Because Elijah said, I'm no better than my fathers. I don't need to be living. Job cried out and said that the Lord is treating me like his enemy. And King David, he watered his a bed with waters of couch, man. He watered his couch with waters, man. You understand? So, our forefather, Noah got drunk, man, after he seen all of the misery and all of the death of all of the beasts and all of the men and women, man. You understand? And uncovered himself. So, this thing could get heavy and weigh upon you. Moses had the care of all the church. He said, am I their father? Paul said the care of the church in the book of 2 Corinthians, the 11th chapter. You understand? And all of the burdens thereof. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 6 and verse 8. And it reads, It says, oh, that I may have my request, and that God would grant me the thing that I long for. So Job is crying out in the spirit. Job really doesn't want to die, man. Job doesn't want to die, man. Job just is expressing himself. Oh, I wish I could just leave this place. I wish this would be over. A lot of people, they get so distressed in their mind, they take a gun and they kill themselves, man. Now, if they would have fasted, if they would have repented, if they would have got counsel, if they would have literally called upon the name of the Lord, and they may not have taken that 38, man, with them tips in it and blew his head off. If he wasn't giving heed to those spirits, what type of spirit on you tells you to kill yourself? What type of spirit on you says to leave your husband? What type of spirit says leave your wife, your congregation that did no fault and no wrong, man? What type of thought tells you to F this nigga, man? And forget him. These are demons. And the same demon troubled our forefather, which was perfect. Verse 9. Even that it would please God to destroy me, that he would let loose his hand and cut me off. Because the Lord may be getting on you so much that the point where you like, Lord, just cut me off. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. It could be like that in a relationship. Somebody may be doing something over and over. I'm sick of it. I need to leave. And then you slam the door. But is that profitable to leave and go in the world and do God knows what, man, and be destroyed? Or is it more profitable when those stones start to crumble to do the work of a mason, get into this thing, like it says in the book of 2 Samuel 5:13 all the way down, and the men with the works and the masonry work, and they build that thing back up, man. And we built the temple of the Lord. Things that are broken down, whether mentally or whether spiritually, have to be built back up through the Spirit. It says, even that it will please God to destroy me, that he will let loose his hand and cut me off. Job doesn't want to be cut off, man. This is hip talk. Job's just crying and he's hurt. Verse 10, then should I yet have comfort? Now, does he mean that if the Lord cut off Job, he's going to have comfort? Because the Lord's hand is so strong on Job, man. And the Lord may be on you right now, may be getting on you. I mean, the Lord hand has touched you, man, financially, spiritually, however you feeling through the spirit, and maybe from the outside looking in, man. You understand? You need a new car, your battery going out, your brakes, your transmission, your kids going off, you're not reading, you're slothful, you're tired, all hell's breaking loose. Just had a funeral in your family, you got no vacation hours, Passover coming up, and all hell breaking loose, and what do? Hey, it says, then should I have comfort? Yet I would harden myself in sorrow. Let him not spare, for I have not concealed the words of the Holy One. What is my strength that I shall hope? Job said, what am I going to hope for, man? I mean, I haven't worked in 3 years. What am I going to hope for a job? Or I haven't had a husband. Salakia, I haven't courted a man. And every time I court a man, it goes down the drain. What am I going to hope for? Or I courted this sister and then that sister didn't work out. What am I going to hope for? Or you know what? I tried to read 3 days in a row and a demon keeps blocking my mind. What am I going to hope for? You can't think like that, man. Because what you think is what you're going to manifest, man. The Lord said, as he thinketh, so is he. Eateth and drinketh with thee, but his heart is not with thee. Paraphrasing. So as you think, so are you. If you think yourself a king, a prophet, a disciple, an elder, an ancient man of old, then that's what you are, man. If you think yourself a child of God, if you move in the spirit of Yahweh, that's who you are, man. Don't think yourself a nigger, an evil woman, an evil man, an adulterer, a liar, a thief, a slothful, vanity, fool. Don't think of yourself like that, man. I mean, you think somebody else is going to look at you and think otherwise and pat you on the back? No, he'll be okay. You're not that. You're a mighty man of old. It says that I should hope. And what is my end? That I should prolong my life. Is my strength the strength of stones? So Job said, I'm just a mortal man. I could cry. I could be broken down. I could be taken out the spirit. I'm not a stone. Or is my flesh brass? Meaning I could be broken. is not my helping me, and is wisdom driven quiet from me. Check that out, man. So Job was catching hell, man. Let's go to Job chapter 13. And all this has to do with your mind. Your mind. You use your mind even when you don't want to use your mind. You use your mind when you sleep. Your mind never stops working. You have certain things and organisms in your body that never stop moving. You know, your blood, your veins never stop. They never stop. They're always pumping, going through your kidney, running through your body. They're always moving. Your heart is always pumping. Your mind is always thinking. Your teeth isn't always being moved. Nobody's punching you in the face every 5 seconds. Yet your fingers aren't always moving because you may be at rest. You understand? Or maybe focused and reading. And still, you understand your legs aren't always walking, but your mind and your heart, which are the two most things that could get you out of the spirit or plague, never stop working. And that's spiritual when you think about it, man. Your heart never stops beating until the Lord takes the spirit. And you'll always have a plague of the heart. It'll always hurt if something happens. Your mind never stops thinking, even when you sleep. You're thinking about that Peter and Peter's rebuking you, and you're at a birthday party, you got the birthday hat on, and somebody's counting, and Peter kicked down the door with James and John. And vanity thoughts, man. Then you wake up, what the hell? Folly and foolishness. Then you go to work in the morning, man. Or you may dream. I mean, Satan, he's right at your footsteps. He's right at your door. Your mind won't never stop, man. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 13, and verse 25. It says what? Will thou break a leaf driven to and fro? And will thou pursue dry stubble? So Job's asking a question. Lord, are you going to break a leaf driven to and fro? Your mind is like that leaf. Your spirit is like that leaf. You're about ready to fall off that tree in any given second. Any given next word can have you to hit your hand against the table. That next yell or that next word or that next emotion, that next spirit that hop on you already got 97 spirits on you. But that 98th is gonna lead to murder. Are you gonna break a leaf driven to and fro? And that leaf is already gonna fall off the tree. Are you gonna break it off? The wind is already blowing it. It's already a matter of time for it fall off. You may actually say it's only a matter of time for I fall out the truth, or I be given over to the spirit, or I let this thought reign over me to the point where it destroys me, man. And Job is at that point. Is this the thing that the Lord is going to do to me, man? Let's go to the book, right? Of Wisdom of Solomon, right? Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, and verse number 3. And it reads, for forward thoughts separate from God and his power. So your strength is in your thoughts, man. Check that out. For forward thoughts separate from God and his power. When it is tried, reproveth the unwise. So your thoughts can have you separated from the Most High. It isn't always just sin. You don't just say, well, I didn't commit iniquity. I'm just thinking of foolishness all day. No, even the thoughts of foolishness are sin, like the Lord said, man. Well, let me get that real fast. Salaki, bear with me. So your thoughts can separate you from the Most High. If your Most High dwells in your spirit and your mind, you think he's going to dwell there and he's trying to give you counsel. And that's when the world says, Salakia, let me break this out. Conscious. Right? Let me get this real fast. Conscience. This is what the world says your conscience is. Salaki, bear with me. Conscience. Now it says your conscience is a moral sense, small voice. Morals beliefs, your creed. You understand? Your principles, your ethics, man. Your ethics, the sense of right, the sense of right and wrong, a voice within, an inner voice. And that's what Esau calls it, man. Esau calls it a conscience. Oh, my conscience told me to save the kid from being hit by a car. But the Lord says, don't lay a stumbling block before the blind, man. So, I mean, you got to ask yourself, are you a scientist? Are you in the world? Are you going to let Esau's philosophies and doctrines reign over you? Or are you a children of the light, man? There's no such thing as a conscience. That's what Esau calls it. The Lord lives in you, man. The Lord is telling you these things. The Lord told you to put down that knife. If you didn't take his counsel once, yea, twice, the Lord will give you over to those thoughts, man. The Lord had told you to respect your husband. The Lord told you not to steal. The Lord told you not to kill. The Lord is giving you the spirit because he's standing at your door, meaning your mind, and he's knocking. He's knocking. He's telling you the answer. Now, if you open up like it's a Jehovah Witness, so you open up, you crack the door like it's your grandmother, man. That's making you eat your string beans you left at her house last Saturday, man. Then he's going to kill you. The Lord's going to destroy you. If you crack open the door and don't take heed to what the spirit of Yahweh Shah is telling you to do, and you cast that down and you pick up your own carnal desires and emotions and plague, well, the Lord's going to give you over to that, man. There's no such thing as a small voice in your head. There is no such thing as the devil on this side and the angel on this side. And then it's in the movies. What do you think about that? Should I give back the $300 I found, or should I not? Then it's a theme. No, your rent is due. You know what? You did want those new Jordans, didn't you? No, man, that's demons on you. Now, Esau's going to make it out to be a cartoon, a movie. He's going to put his own spin behind it. But, I mean, the spirit is going to tell you otherwise, man. Because the Lord said in Wisdom of Solomon 6:16, like we just got, wisdom is going to meet you at every thought. So when you hear that sense of right or those morals or those principles or that small voice or those beliefs, that's wisdom, man. That's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding coming to you. And you neglect it because you think nothing of it. You don't want to have that spirit, man. For forward thought separate from God and his power when it is tried, reproveth the unwise. Check that out. Right? So you got to ask yourself, what am I doing? I need to get myself together. Right? Let me get another precept. Salaki, bear with me. Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, right? And I'm going to start at verse number 3. Salaki, bear with me. Khan. Right, Salaki, bear with me. It says, For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mightily through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. So your stronghold, could be anything, man. It could be God knows what. And you got to cast that thing down through the spirit of the Lord. You can't be giving heed to these strongholds. And your mind could be a stronghold. You don't want to let your mind tell you what's right in the spirit. You understand? It says what? Casting down imaginations. Right? Let's look up that word. Right? Imaginations. Let's look up that word imagination. Because, your imagination could think anything, man. Anything. It's lucky. Why? Let me pull this up real fast. Let's see what the word imagination means. Okay. Interest, vision, insight, creativity. Right? So, you may have an insight or an opinion on something. And that's your imagination. And it's alluring and it's jumping here, it's jumping there, it's going all over the place. You got to cast that imagination down. It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua. Why is the Lord telling you that? Why is that in the Bible? Because through the hand of Paul, the Lord is letting you know how serious it is to be a slave under a thought. You may think somebody stole from you and never forgive them. You may think something that did not ever happen and never, ever get the kingdom of heaven through your grudge, or you're manipulating a situation, or through tale-bearing. Somebody told you something somebody said. You never confronted the person. You never did Matthew's, the 18th chapter. You just always, I'm going to mark that person. I'm going to mark that person. The next week comes and you dapping them up funny. Nigga, I know about you. And what it is wasn't even true. These imaginations are formed and they'll grow, and they'll grow. It's like a fungus. It's like a mold. It's like leprosy, man. That thing will continue to grow, and you'll wax worse, and you'll wax worse. Right? Let's go to the book of Sirach. Chapter 17. Because thoughts are all in the Bible, man. 17:5. Right? Cogitations. Let's look up that word. Cogitation. Thought. Thinking. Right? Contemplation. Considerous. Right? You considering something, you're thinking something. It's a thought. It's in the Bible. They receive the use of the 5 operations of the Lord. Right? You got your sense of touch, smell, right? You understand all your different 5 senses, right? You think, you can imagine all of these different things the Lord has created man to touch, to smell, to hear. All of these are your operations. And in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding. So man has understanding because, Esau doesn't. So the children of the light, they can understand the scriptures. And in the 7th, which is completion, speech and the interpreter of the cogitations thereof. So the Lord gave you the sense of understanding a thought, an emotion, and considering something. Meaning you have to be in the spirit to think righteous thoughts and consider the works of the Lord. Look at that sun. It can't be man-made. It has to be from the Lord. Let's go to Genesis, the 1st chapter. That's the understanding of cogitation. Not cogitation. The sun, the moon, Talmuds. And now you start bowing down to it, man. That's what the heathens do. Take your mind and direct it spiritually. Don't take your mind with the same things the heathens do and direct it carnally, man. Let's go to the book, right, of Proverbs. I'm going to get a couple more, right, and I'm going to close out. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, right? Verse number 9, and it reads, the thought of foolishness is sin. So everybody's in sin every single day of their life, man. Every day you wake up, you're in sin because your first thought may be to your cell phone. That's foolishness. Your first thought may be to your woman. Folly. Your first thought may be, I'm late. Folly. It's not the Lord, man. Something as small as that, you're in sin now. Something as foolish as this and then that, and you start sweating. Your thoughts are going to manifest sin. And we all know what sin manifests: death. So whatever you thinking can rule over you to the point where it destroys you, man. You got to be careful how you think upon your brother and your sister in this truth. You got to be careful how you think about the Lord and what you're going to give unto him. I have $20, I'll get 50 cents. Because, I got this bill, I got that bill, and I got that bill. No, you give alms to the Lord, man. You sacrifice what you need to do. You don't think carnal things or put stumbling stones and blocks in front of righteous things, man. The scorner is an abomination to men. So you got men that are scorners. So, I mean, your thoughts are extremely serious in this thing, man. Right? Let me get this real fast. Let me get these two more. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 22. This Job, chapter 22, and verse number 40. And it reads, Salakia, verse number 29. It says, when men are cast down, then thou shalt say, there is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. I'm going to read that again. When men are cast down, then thou shalt say, there is a lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. So when you're cast down, your mind has to be upon the Lord, to be humble in that lower state, to be going through what you're going through and understand this is of the Lord. I may be broke for the next week, man. I may be broke for the next month. I may not have the understanding this brother or sister has, but that doesn't mean that the Lord doesn't love me. He's not dealing with me. He's not helping me. He's not leading me. He's not directing me. He's not counseling me. He's not giving me love, chastisement. You understand? He shall deliver, right? The owl of the innocent, and is delivered by pureness of thine hands. So the Lord will deliver you by the pureness of your hands in your lower state. But everybody but the elect in their lower state is going to cast down the words of life. That's why you have to always remember the Lord in everything you do, in every estate that you're in. Right? Let me pull this last precept. All right, let me go to the book of Sirach, chapter 18. In verse number 23, and it reads, before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord. So before you even pray, you have to think upon what you're going to pray. So you could tempt the Lord by not thinking before you pray. You could tempt the Lord by having a forward thought. You could tempt the Lord by even a foolish thought. Your thoughts are going to be destroyed by a lot of men. That's not talked about a lot in the truth, man. It's the fruits of the spirit, which are extremely mighty. It's the works of the law, which are extremely mighty. It's prophecy, which is extremely mighty. But what are you thinking about? What are you manifesting in your mind that's going to bring forth death, man? This little head is going to think 1,000 things, man. And you got to pull it, yank it, wrap a chain around it fast and purge that thing out. Because if not, you're going to have a lot of data like an old computer that's going to stop working. It's going to start being slow. You're moving the mouse, you're clicking. What the hell is going on? I need a new computer. Right? Your mind, you make me need to be destroyed, huh? You got so much stored up in there. So much grudges, so much hatred, so many lies, so many concupiscences, so much envy and strife and backbiting and talebearings. The Lord may just need to get rid of you. Like an old computer with too much damn data in it, man. And gigs is all used up. Purge yourself out constantly. This is the point. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end. Don't think about folly. Think about the wrath and the time of vengeance when he shall turn away his face. That's what you need to think about. Damn, I'm thinking about folly, but think upon the wrath of the Lord that it could come as a thief in the night. So with that, my Lord willing, this was edifying through the Spirit. Continue to reign over your thoughts with prudence, you understand, and wisdom and knowledge, and do everything you can do to magnify the name of the Lord and the land of the living. But with that, I'm about to close out, giving all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach Malak Yahushua. Shalom.